Hey, what's going on, everybody? Listening to these guys talk about all the reasons they think that they need to bring the Sasquatch to the general public and the masses of American idiots who don't know how to interpret anything properly anyway, and they think we need to add Sasquatch into the mix. You know, anymore, I'd like to just say science has actually become a cover-up. You need to distinguish between the scientific method and science and its institutions. And those institutions are where the cover-up goes. It doesn't matter if you adhere to the scientific method, you are just going to be ignored by the science because they don't want to work with you. I heard Kumbo and Bear saying last night, you think all these researchers with all the hair and all the DNA samples are even going to get any acknowledgement from science? No, science is going to go out and find their own samples. Science is going to go out and find their own thing. You're not part of their group. You're outside knocking. Here, let me in. Let me in your party. Here, look what I have to present. No. They didn't invite you. They haven't wanted you. You're unwanted. If you don't realize that, you're just a pest. And so don't be. Or if you're going to be a pest, I should say, do it the right way. And protest the government and enlighten people about what's really happening, okay? Science and the government and whoever you think you're going to get the Sasquatch truth from, it's just not going to happen, okay? This country, it's ran by the military, okay? The military is running your government. I'll tell you quite frankly, the Nazi agenda has been continued in America since World War II with Project Paperclip and the world takeover and domination of other countries and exploitation of resources. But it goes back even to the world agenda, and they've been trying to do the League of Nations and the United Nations, and they want all this world power structure so that they can control all the people of all these nations. And really that's what they're doing, is exploiting countries for their resources, putting in corrupted officials into every single country so that every single country can be infiltrated by the evil forces who are taking control of America through institutions like the military, the intelligence agencies, and such. So, we're not living in a free country by any means. The secret societies have been here. They've been controlling our president since the beginning, and the founding of this country was not a Freemasonic ideal. It was a Christian ideal, Protestant of religious persecution in Great Britain, and they came over to Jamestown and started the world here in their little colony. And then, of course, you had Plymouth Rock and the Pilgrims and all that, and so it goes, okay? It was never meant to be a fucking melting pot, first of all. Anybody that says it was doesn't realize what happened. Sure, all the European people came over, and then yada, yada, yada. Life happens, life goes on. But there's a lot of corruptions that go on in the history to make America what it has and to cripple America. In fact, the Jesuit order was founded on the promise to destroy anything that has arisen out of Protestant Christianity and the printing of the Bible. And as I've described, that would include the foundation of this nation by Christian idealists looking for freedom from persecution. And these same folks that killed Jesus and have sought to enslave the people of this world under their psychopathy forever came over here and took control of this country. And that's what we're working with now. So the Jesuits and the Freemasons run this nation, okay? There is no freedom. They run science. They run the institutions of this country. You're not gonna have them just go, oh no, you're right, the federal income tax is unconstitutional. Sorry, we made a mistake. They're never gonna say, oh yeah, UFOs are real, are bad. They're not gonna say, oh yeah, Sasquatch is definitely out there, we just forgot to tell you. No, they're well aware of it, okay? They don't like people like you making it known to the people, okay? So be glad that you're doing it on the internet and you're allowed to do it, but to think you're going to get it like on the TV, dude, you're ridiculous. There's no truth on the TV. There is no truth on the TV. Everything has a spin. Everything is propaganda. The world is far from how it should be. Ideally, the people of God are being destroyed and kicked down. Okay? And you have to pledge your allegiance to Satan one way or the other, either through submission to the military, submission to some corporation who's got an evil agenda. There's very few people doing the right thing on this planet. Okay? This world is like under spiritual attack right now. And to think that we're going to get Sasquatch truth out there, it's just utterly ridiculous. Here's what'll happen. They were asking in this video, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst thing that could happen if people learn that Sasquatch was real? And they're like, oh, they'd be out hunting them, oh, this and that. No. The worst thing that could happen if Sasquatch was declared real is that, oops, you're no longer allowed to go into their habitat. That's reserved space. These are very unique creatures. And trust me, they'll have a huge home range, and it goes along with the UN Agenda 21. They'll put you right in the cities, and they'll be taxing your ass to death, and you'll be paying carbon tax forever, while the Sasquatch enjoy nature in the way life was supposed to be for all people and Americans. There's so much land in this country. There's so much space. It's all being taken away from you. Oh, that's a little too beautiful. We need to make that a national park over here. That's a little too nice there. Oh, there's many reasons for it, okay? One is they get the underground military bases. They don't want you anywhere near those. So that's why they're burning California, getting the people out of California. They're all coming to Colorado. Friggin' ridiculous. But, the Sasquatch thing, it's never going to be on TV. And when it does, it's going to backfire on you. And it's not going to work out. Okay, you got David Paulides out there. I wanted to bring this up. He won't admit that the Bigfoot are taking these people. George Knapp tried to imply it, and he said, I never said Bigfoot was taking these people. And George Knapp was taken aback by it. He's like, and it's like, that's the key right there. If you're a government agent and you're releasing information about missing people in the parks, because you got to tell the people somehow, but you can't say really what's doing it and what's going on, that's what's going to happen. But you can't admit Bigfoot's real. So that's why it's never going to be admitted to the public. You can't do it. It'd be a big travesty. They'd be caught in a lie forever. They've been lying about it. Every time they lied about it is exactly another reason why they can't admit that it's real. Okay? So David Paulides doesn't believe that Bigfoot's taking the people. He said he doesn't believe in Dogman. And he said that he doesn't give any credence to the smiley face killers, which are these water deaths that have been going back to like the 70s or 80s. But no, he's got the hotline on that stuff. But all the other researchers and the FBI agents who were investigating that and the smiley faces, when George Knapp brought that up to him, which I was well aware of it before George Knapp brought it up to him. But as soon as he wants to talk about that, no, I don't give any credence to that. No. David Paulides sounds fishier and fishier the more you listen to the guy. And they just pump him out on Coast to Coast, which is another disinfo, information gathering. Art Bell's CIA, he admitted it. I mean, George Norrie went to a Jesuit college. He's Jesuit trained. He acts like an idiot, plays dumb all the time. These people, they get media and they use it as disinformation to keep you friggin' stupid. So be glad we even have the internet now where we can actually speak the truth and get the truth out, even if these people are all confused. This is the fair playing ground, okay? Anything on TV is slanted, so you couldn't even fight a fair battle. You're going almost straight up to fight those people. They're pissing all over you on the TV. You can edit that and cut it out and do whatever they want. Make a mockery of Bigfoot on TV, but it would be quite simple to prove anything to the American people that's true. But no, nothing is true. They're fighting unjust wars. They're feeding you genetically modified crap. They're feeding you drugs that kill you with side effects instead of giving you health and nutrition. If you understood the hypocrisies of this world, you would reject it like I do. But you play along because of the groupthink. See how you got to get a lot of people out together? Right, guys? Isn't this what we all think? Right, guys? Isn't that what we believe? Come on, let's go. Let's talk about it. Come on. This is right? No, come on. This is all stupid. This is just wasted words. This is just wasted breath. You're not going to get the government to admit Sasquatch is real. They're going to just harass you. They're going to ignore you. They're going to do something. It's going to blow up in your face. They will never admit Sasquatch is real.